Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ever closer to the Red Dead Online summer update. While we don't know the exact release date just yet, Rockstar has finally begun sharing details of the content that we can expect to see in this update. Over the next few weeks, Rockstar will continue to share more information about the new roles and content coming in the summer update, but for now, we do have a few things that we can get really excited about. And today, we're going to be discussing 5 of those things that I think you should be really excited about for the summer update. Now, obviously, anytime Rockstar gives us any new information concerning the summer update, I will be making a video on the channel to update all of you, so definitely make sure to keep an eye out on those videos as we get closer to an official release date. Now, the first thing we're going to be discussing today is a bit of a two-parter, and the first part I'm including mainly because a lot of people seem to have missed this piece of information. It's a really important piece of information. I have no idea how so many people have missed it, but a ton have. Now, you can play all of these roles. You are not going to be pigeonholed into playing just one. You can play every single role that's going to be introduced into Red Dead Online, and the 3 that are announced already are not going to be the only ones that are going to be added. So you can play these 3 roles and then any of the roles that are going to be introduced into the future. So this is really exciting. Now, not only can you play all 3 roles, you can play a mission on one, then you can go to another job and do a mission for that one, and then do the 3rd mission if you so desire. Or you could fully complete one job, then fully complete another, and then fully complete the last one when you've done all the others. So there's a lot of flexibility into this, and I like the fact that you're not being pigeonholed into one job, and that's really exciting. In addition to being able to play all of these roles, the jobs aren't going to be just a one-off. It's not going to be something that you're just going to complete in a day or a week or a month. This is going to be something that evolves over time, and you really can ingrain your character in the lifestyle you choose to play, or in all of the things that you choose to play. And what's really nice about this is the evolution of the character. You're not just being just plopped into a CEO seat of a company and then doing some errands and stuff like that for the company. This is something you're going to grow and evolve over time. If you decide to be a trader, you're selling your stuff at your camp, and then eventually working your way up to actually owning a store in Saint Denis. And I think having these jobs evolve like that is going to be great for the longevity of Red Dead Online. And maybe this could add something to the drip feed that we've been getting in between updates, where instead of just getting clothing, we're getting additional pieces of our job released over time. So that way, not only are we getting these massive updates basically in the season, so we've got the spring, the summer, I assume we're going to get a fall or winter update, and in between, we're getting extensions onto our jobs, and I think that's going to make the in-between bits a lot more exciting. Next up on our list concerns money. Now, I have no doubt that these jobs are going to be lucrative in their own ways, but we do have some evidence to how much these jobs may actually be making, and that is with the Bounty Hunter. Now, the Bounty Hunter does seem like it's going to be relatively lucrative. If you actually look at the photo of the Bounty Hunter, you can see the actual bounty poster, and if you flip this around, you can tell where this bounty is and how much you're going to be getting as the reward. So you can see here that we're going to be getting $60 as a reward for capturing Kavanaugh alive. Now, we do know that you're going to be able to choose whether to capture them alive or dead, depending on the way you're playing your bounty hunter, honorable or dishonorable. But I do think at certain points there's going to be those incredibly high bounties to capture them alive or dead, and the reward is just going to be higher for those as well. I would anticipate this kind of being like a mid-tier or low-tier bounty. So we can see already that this job is probably going to be pretty lucrative depending on how long it takes you to track down the bounty themselves. Now, I do hope that the bounty hunting itself is a little immersive, where it's just not sending you to a single point on the map where you know where they are already. I would hope to have some more detective elements into it, so I wouldn't mind if it actually took a little longer to do the bounties, so that way it would be more immersive, as long as the reward is worthwhile. Now, if this bounty is a mid-tier or even a low-tier bounty, it does seem like this could potentially be lucrative. Now, obviously, this is just some writing on the artwork for it. We don't know what the in-game prices are going to actually be. But if this does end up being the case, Bounty Hunter could end up being really good. Because right now, there's nothing you can do in the game other than story missions that gives you nearly that much money. And if you can repeat bounties and stuff like that, you could probably add up to a lot of funds over time. Now, we don't know how the other jobs are going to pan out as far as currency. I have a feeling the collector might end up being the most lucrative when you find ways to optimize selling your antiquities in sets, because they did mention that. So if you can acquire a really nice set of antiquities and sell that, you probably are going to make a ton of money. I'm definitely interested in seeing all the different tiers and working out which one's the most lucrative for business purposes, obviously. But it does seem like if this poster is accurate, we can see a little bit of a baseline of where these jobs are going to be as far as income. Now, the next thing on this list is something I think a lot of people have actually overlooked, and it's something that I've been asking for a while inside of the camps, and it could end up being very important in Red Dead Online. And the details of this is actually something I've been avoiding sharing because I didn't want to accidentally empower the trolls more than they are already, and that's having the Stewpot in the camp. Now, I know everybody's really excited about the weapons locker. Obviously, that's definitely something to be excited about in the summer update. But I figured that was an obvious one, but the Stewpot's underrated, especially if it's going to do what I think it's going to do, and that's fortify your cores. Now, fortifying your cores is incredibly useful in Red Dead Online, more than anyone could ever think, and it really, in some cases, it makes you invincible. Not necessarily 100% invincible, but if done right, fortifying your cores with a tier 3 potion is insanely overpowered, and you can actually take 3 shots to the chest from the Carcano rifle before getting even close to dying. It's ridiculous. I will be making a video on fortifying your cores in the near future, so keep an eye out on that. But if the Stewpot does in fact allow you to fortify your cores, not only for you, but for your posse, it could be a game changer in free roam, especially when dealing with trolls. The next thing on the list is upgrading items. Now, the only thing that we know for sure is going to be upgraded is with the collector, and that's your satchels. But each job does specify that you're going to be able to upgrade items, as well as acquiring new skills by leveling up within that job, and I think that's going to be a great system. Now, some other things that we can expect to be upgraded is like your bandolier for the bounty hunter, which is going to be great. There's nothing more frustrating than not having enough ammunition, especially when you go into like a showdown series and you run out of ammo almost instantly, especially if you're using like handguns like the Mausers or the semi-automatic pistol. Within a match or two, you're already out of the ammunition you need, and you have to go back into free roam and then go back in, and it's incredibly frustrating. So having the bandolier is going to be incredibly useful. Upgrading your satchels, obviously, goes without saying, is amazing. And with the collector, we're probably going to get something like a valuable satchel, so that way you can find your antiquities and stock up on them and stuff like that. And I imagine there's going to be even more things that I haven't even thought of that is going to really help. You can see with the collector, he's got a band of satchels going around his body. So perhaps the collector might have even more unlocks in the satchel department than anything else. Now, we do know we're going to be getting stuff with the trader. So hopefully we get like a large satchel we can carry more animal fat and stuff like that. What I would really like to see is an upgraded saddle for your horse where you can carry more parts in there as well. And it looks a little bit fancier, like an actual like trader saddle where it has like a whole bunch of different things on it. I think that would be a really cool immersive thing to have. But for now, we do know that we're at least going to be upgrading our satchels. We can see in the picture the bounty hunter that's wearing a bandolier, so we can anticipate that probably coming in as well. If they don't add it, I would be very surprised, but maybe it's some kind of way to balance the game so griefers or somebody just doesn't have too much ammo of one type. I don't know why they haven't added it yet, but I do anticipate it coming with the bounty hunter. Now, last but certainly not least, is something I've actually already made a video on, and I'm really excited about this, possibly more than everything else in the actual summer update, and that's the Canine Companions. Now, there's been a mixed response to whether or not this is going to be just a guard dog at the camp, and I think when we really get into the wording of this in the newswire, that they're going to play a larger part in the Red Dead Online than just being a guard dog. Perhaps they'll be limited to that at one point, but I do think they're going to play a larger role in the future. Now, if we look exactly how this worded in the newswire, it says, increasing your skill as a trader unlocks the ability to upgrade your camp with a weapons locker, Stewpot, and even allow any canine companion to warn of impending attacks on the camp. Now, it doesn't say weapons locker or weapons locker, Stewpot, and guard dog. It says even allow any, not just one canine companion, but any that you own to warn of impending attacks at the camp. Now, I think the way that this is worded is very specific, and specific for a reason, because it's not just a guard dog. Now, there is definitely that chance, and maybe I'm looking into this a little too much because I want it to be outside of the camp, and maybe I am a little biased. But if they specifically wanted this to be a guard dog, I think they would have just said weapons locker, Stewpot, and guard dog to warn of impending attacks on the camp. I think that's exactly how they would have worded it if that was the case. I do think in the next couple weeks we're probably going to get more information on the Canine Companion and what it can do. And I've made a video already kind of highlighting some of the things I think it should be able to do and what I hope to see in Red Dead Online as far as being able to do stuff with your dog. Now, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Do you think the wording is purposeful, or do you think it's just going to be a guard dog? I think that would be a crime because it is a highly requested feature, not only in Red Dead Online, but in GTA. Being able to have your companion could be used in so many different ways, and I think Rockstar should really take advantage of that to add immersion into the game. But regardless, I do think they're going to be utilized a little bit more than just a guard dog. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know what you're most excited about in the summer update. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.